Hey guys, sorry I've had a bit of a delay today, bit of a timing glitch. Today I'm going to be chatting with someone who's I've known for quite a while, who's a great friend and just an awesome person who's going to come in and chat. So just waiting for him to come on now, and that's Andy Hurley, which most of you probably know from Fallout Boy. But he's also a member of many other bands, including SECT, a hardcore band, vegan hardcore band, and also the Damn Things. I'm just bringing him in now. Hey,
Hello.
I'm alive.
Good. How are you?
How? I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Oh, that's good. Um, there's a little bit of a timing issue there, but we're good. We got
It's
him.
okay.
So how are you? How are you, just in general? How are you?
I'm good. Trying to stay
Yeah,
busy,
yeah.
hanging out with the lady and the dogs, and
And the dog. Yeah, I saw the dogs. They're
yeah,
amazing. Love them.
I think so.
They're so cute. I was like, ah.
Definitely made lockdown much easier
Oh yeah,
to have
definitely.
dogs.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And are you you've got your coffee shop as well,
Yeah.
um, or Oracle. Is
hmm
that open now?
Yeah, we opened like 3 weeks ago or a month ago. We were
Yeah,
closed for a little bit, but then
yeah,
kind of soft opened.
yeah.
Coffee shops here are considered essential, so we
Well,
just
you'd agree with that.
yeah, I would. But we
You're
made
like
sure to
the
like do it as safe as we can and
yeah,
all that.
yeah. Because you're always coffee. Coffee's your thing, isn't it?
What's that?
Coffee is your thing.
It is. I love coffee. It's the best.
'Cause I was thinking, the every time we hang out, I always take you to coffee places,
hmm
and of course, Lord of the Fries, always Lord
Yeah,
of the Fries. Um,
Lord
which
of
just
Fries
keeps
is great.
getting it just keeps getting better and better. I've got to say, they're getting good.
Hopefully,
Um,
I'll get to have it again someday.
I know when we finally let people back in.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and I think I was trying to think like when how long ago it was we met, because we met at when you came over for the Damn Things.
hmm That
Yeah,
was
so
probably
like
2012, 2010, 2010.
yeah, I thought it was like 2010, 2009, and
Yeah,
then
something like
then we bonded over Star Wars,
that.
and then there you have it. And yeah, and I was gonna say no, you're in Oregon,
Yeah,
everybody.
Portland. Yeah.
People not Wisconsin anymore. Um, yeah, and I was just thinking about oh yeah, how far it was, and how um just how like as a human you are so productive, and like you're the most productive, like well, you are the most productive person I know. It's like if you're not crossfitting, you're playing in this band. If you're not playing in that band, you're playing in that band. You've got coffee shop now, like you got the dogs and the lovely lady, and like you've got all these things going on.
Yeah.
Um, and it's just like you just don't stop. And it's so and I mean over the years I've always been like, whenever I'm excited about something, like I went for a run. I'll like text you like because I know that you'll be like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. Um, but yeah, you are like, I don't know what it is about you, but is it just like an inner drive that you just like keep going? You like you can't sit still, or you have to have certain multiple things going.
I don't know. I guess I just don't want to ever look back and regret not doing more. So I think I mean, now obviously is a really, oh, Wendy. The shop is Oracle Coffee in Portland.
Yeah.
Uh, that was a really weird time because I have to stop. I can't play shows and I can't really
Yeah.
travel much and whatever. So it's a very weird time, but it's been awesome because, my lady and I moved in together like a year
Hmm.
ago. So I haven't really had time to fully move in because I've just been gone probably more than I ever
Yeah.
had before
Yeah.
for like the
Before.
last
Yeah.
year and a half. So it's nice to have some time to actually like organize the house and settle in and be with
Yep.
her and the dogs every day for more
Yeah.
than a couple days at a time.
At a time. Yeah. That's awesome. Like, I think that's what everyone's loving about it,
Yeah,
musicians wise, is that finally they get to just be like
I
at
mean
home.
yeah, definitely it's amazing. It is bittersweet because I really do miss playing shows. I have no idea when I'll play next. Hopefully next summer.
Yeah,
But
I've heard some European shows have started being booked for like Feb, so
oh yeah,
maybe.
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, because we were meant to be here at the end of the year, um,
Hmm.
which would have been, yeah, it would have been, because we usually have a
Yeah,
yearly catch up,
yeah, usually.
and that would have been our yearly hang. So that's a bummer, but yeah, maybe next year,
Yeah. I
because that
mean,
was the
maybe it'll happen still. I don't know that we've canceled it or postponed it yet, but I just
yeah,
it seems like this year is kind of shot.
yeah, it does. Like they're trying really hard to open stuff up here,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's still not really quite at that level. Not at like capacity, like not at like Fall Out Boy and Weezer and Green Day
Yeah.
crowd capacity. You
Yeah.
can have like 25 people standing there, and it wouldn't really be worth you coming over for that at all.
Sure.
Um, that would be ridiculous. But yeah, I was saying, obviously our ridiculous obsession with Star Wars, and I don't even know if I've had the chat with you about the final Star Wars yet. But were you
No, I don't
happy?
think so.
I don't think we've had it. Yeah. So like there's all these angry people on one side and not angry on one. I always wanted Ray and Ben to have a big old smoocheroo and be I that was what I wanted. I was like, I don't want them to be brother and sister or anything. I want them to like get together. So I was stoked, and then they just killed the poor guy.
Yeah.
I was like, no. So like that was my biggest like bummer. I was like, I wanted them to get together, and he would like redeemed himself, and I had so many cries like when Han did that visit,
Yeah, that
and
that was
yeah,
great.
yeah, and so I was like, oh my God, he's going to be good, and yeah, and then they took him away, and so now I'm kind of like, I was like horrified that they did that, but what did you think?
I actually like that choice. I thought that was a good arc for him.
Like
Um,
his redemption and stuff.
yeah, and then only to kind of sacrifice himself, I guess. But I don't know. I'm a bit torn. I love it and
Hmm.
hate it.
Hmm.
I think ultimately the fact that they had, you know,
Spoiler alert. Yeah.
well, no spoiler alert, but
No, no, I just no, someone
oh,
said that and I just went, oops. Well, maybe it's been out for a
I
long
know
time,
her,
so yeah, no, so
but
do I.
I think the fact that they had so many years to come up with a continuous story that really like merited three film like a trilogy to
Yeah,
wrap up the entire saga, and they just didn't do that. They kind of
no.
made three separate films that had it seemed like there was no overarching oversight of the entire thing.
Yeah, there's
And I thought,
nothing to do.
yeah, I thought they kind of tied the saga up as well as they could, but I
Mm.
just think it was a little too last minute. They could have had JJ or Ryan Johnson just oversee all three movies and make it like a
Yeah, some
cohesive
continuity.
thing.
Yeah,
There are
yeah.
just a lot of things in it that felt weird. I mean, that said, I did still love it and had a lot of emotions watching it. I think the Han and Ben scene
Yeah.
is one of the best in the series.
Yeah,
They're
definitely.
obviously like some of the best actors in it.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah,
definitely.
I'm torn. I think there were things in it that were great, but overall, I wish they would have done it differently.
Yeah,
It was
same,
it
same.
was kind of a movie made. It was it not kind of. It was a series of movies made by a big studio instead of.
Yeah.
I mean, but at the same time, I feel like Last Jedi they really did let Rian Johnson do his own thing,
Yeah, he did a
and
lot. He seemed to
obviously,
do more.
yeah, and obviously that was very divisive for people. I loved it, and I thought it kind of
Mm.
is what it needed to kind of throw away the past and let it be its own thing. But then they
Yeah, like
didn't
well that
follow that
the
through.
scene that was awesome. The scene where um now you know where Kylo is shooting at the rocks and
Yeah,
he's like being all I'm a smart ass and having a little tantrum. And then, and then I'm having a brain blank. Mark Hamill comes out
yeah,
and it shits him so bad. That whole scene where they're fighting is so good in that movie.
yeah.
And he's just like, and like, I love the way I think Kylo Ren's character had the most character,
Hmm.
like in terms of like multi levels, you know, even though he's
Yeah,
like kind of a broody emo dude.
yeah. I think his story makes sense for sure.
Yeah,
He was a little more fully realized.
yeah.
Um,
And then if you watch Mandalorian,
yeah, I love it. Obviously,
yeah,
I love Baby
I
Yoda.
love that one. Yeah, and yeah, I've got the, of course I do. Oh, I got the little.
I have Kyla.
Oh, I don't have Kylo. Oh, cool. That's rad. Yeah, I need a little. I couldn't put. I want a little. I want like a Ben one where it looks like him near the end when he's all when he's all like good and sad and. Eh. But yeah, I'm loving the Mandalorian, so I'm looking forward to
Yeah, me too.
the
I
second
think
one.
it's definitely the best thing in like the Disney version of Star Wars, in
Oh,
my opinion.
100%. Yeah, and just the way they've built it, the characters, and like the first episode, like I almost had a heart attack when they go into the room and it's Werner Herzog, and I was like, how did you get him to do this? And he's like, I don't even know what Star Wars is. Like he's like, don't even know what it is. No. And it's like amazing. Yeah,
Yeah,
I really love it. I'm like, yes. I'm like, yeah, he's just like this, he's the arty farty director, but he plays it amazing. Like his little part that they give him. But
hmm,
yeah, and then I saw that they're planning to do that Lando, like a Lando one, which would be interesting. Like,
I haven't heard
I
that.
don't know. Yeah, it's like at the end of well, the end of I can't remember which when Lando helps them, and at the end he's sitting next to that young girl, and he says, "Where are you from?"
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
she's
yeah.
like, "I don't know." Yeah, that's supposed to be like a thing. Like, so then the next adventure will be Lando and her, and them trying to find out where she's
That'd be
from and
cool. Yeah,
whatever. Which would be like a Mandalorian thing, like a series, I guess. Yeah.
that'd be awesome.
So I was like, ooh. And then there was talk about Ben's doing an origin story or something for Ben. But I don't know.
I don't know. For
You don't
Kylo
really
Ren?
need. Yeah. It's like,
Okay.
I don't reckon it will happen. But, I won't say no to something that's got Adam Driver in it.
Yeah, I love Adam Driver. He's great.
I'll be like, yes, we're going. So I was gonna say over the, I guess like nerdy stuff aside, over the years, like, um, I guess like, God, I've seen you play a bazillion times over the years, and I got to see you in the UK play as well when I was over there.
Hmm.
Um, and I think like you're like in my book of vegan straight edge. heroes. Because I always say, like, when people are putting like hardcore, like straight edge people down and stuff, I'm always like, nah. I got my friend Andy is the coolest vegan straight edge ever. I'm like, I mean, I will never forget that night you stayed at Cherry with me until maybe 8 in the morning while I got insanely drunk and sang songs on the jukebox, and even made you sing songs while you just drank regular drinks and I was drunk as. And I don't think I know any straight edge people other than you that are that accommodating and fun. You know what I mean? Like, that's a super super big compliment, because yeah, a lot of here, like, people, hardcore kids won't even walk into somewhere that has alcohol, or they definitely wouldn't want to hang out with you if you were drinking and they weren't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I always have that amazing memory of me being absolutely insane, and I think Bubba's was there, and it was
Oh yeah.
chaos around you, and you were
That
like,
is crazy for sure.
yeah, and you were like zen in the corner, just drinking, a little drink, and then yeah, me yelling at you all the time to sing lyrics to the songs that I'd choose. Especially Black Crow's Remedy. I remember that being a concert one that was constantly on. But it was fun. It's super fun. And I guess, yeah, like we always got along easy. So
Yeah, for sure.
we're just like, yeah. And like I think like people have preconceived notions, I guess, about what certain people are like, and you're just like you're like a really funny, quiet kind of guy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But then when you get going,
Yeah, definitely. I think I have
yeah,
multiple sides.
yeah. Once you get to know you, you kind of you get more out of you.
Yeah, I get high rolling D20s
Yeah,
playing D&D.
yeah.
That's what my friend said.
And I
No,
can
that's
imagine
true.
that.
I think around the right group, I can be pretty loud and crazy.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, if no one that night, I think if no one really knew, they would have thought you were just hanging out with us drinking and
Hmm.
stuff, like, and not had any clue that, because you were just surrounded by, an insane circle of drunk monkeys.
Yeah,
And of the worst kind too, like putting Bubbers and V-Man and all of those, everyone together. It was just,
yeah.
I was like, you've got amazing tolerance or patience. I don't know which one. Or you're just too nice. But
Uh,
yeah, no,
a
I
little bit.
remember. Yeah, but I remember that fondly, and I'm always like, so that's always my example. I'm like, no, that's not true. There is a warrior out there. So yeah, it's awesome. But at the moment, like I was talking about, because you've been playing lots more shows with SECT, haven't you?
Yeah, up until recently, but yeah.
Yeah, not yeah, because I was looking at the stuff and I was like, I mean, because I'm an old hardcore fan, so
Mhm.
um, I was listening and like, yeah, it's really fucking good. I really like it.
Thank you.
Um, and I was like, yeah, and it's so funny to then jump and like see you in the drama seat in so many different in different genres, and like just amazingly just pick it up straight away, and you're like, whatever it is, you're like completely immersed in it, which I think that's why you're a great drummer, is because
Thank
you
you.
you know some people can only play whatever genre it is they love or like that they do, and
Mhm.
whereas you're able to be like, hey, I'm gonna go hard and fast here, and then jump over, and you got like a crazy tempo sort of thing going on with damn things, and then
Mhm.
go to Fall Out Boy, where you can be a little more hard, then poppy, then slow, like,
Mhm.
and you've even got like acoustic, when you do acoustic stuff. I forget what show that was. It was amazing. It was in Melbourne. The one where there was like two stages, and like a little stage
Yeah, yeah.
came up, yeah, and it was just the
Mhm.
acoustic bit, and like, and yeah, that was really awesome. And I think like I've yeah, like everyone who ever, I'm always like, Fall Out Boy are like, I loved all the early albums, and I just follow it, because it's my mate. I'm like, it's my mate, and whatever, it's good, it's great, and you're a good human, you do good things, and like I'm like, I've never seen people that work harder than you guys either. You know what I mean? Like, um, and also the crazy fan side. Like, I mean, I remember at one venue where it was like there was like a someone go out this way, the others go out the other, and then there was a sneak out in a in van. It's like, we'll meet you here at this time, at this time. And I remember, I think it was me, Josh, and I think maybe V-Man, and like we came out of the thing, and there was like a massive mob of girls at the end of the thing, and they were all like, "Are you with them? Are you with them?" Blah blah blah. And we were just like, no comment, trying to like get away. And I was just thinking, far out, that must be, I don't know, at times like mind blowing, but at times really annoying. Um, but like such a weird thing to see, like, and I've seen it a few times now at shows of yours, like where people are just going absolutely frigging mental, and people in the front row crying, girls, and like, I mean, how the hell do you deal with that? Like, and be just like, do you
I
just
don't
put it
know.
off?
Yeah, I guess I just put it out of my mind. It's
Yeah.
weird. It's weird to think about, but I don't know. I guess I remember being that kid. I remember
Mm.
waiting for quicksand by their bus when I
Yep.
saw them at the rave in Milwaukee one time. So
Yep.
I remember that and I appreciate it, and I think it's cool to have, you know, people obsessed about your band in the way I was obsessed about, hardcore or straight edge bands or Metallica or Slayer.
Yeah.
So I think it's special. So, but it is weird. I don't know. Just
I don't,
I'm a
I just,
regular
yeah,
I'm a
I
regular
mean,
guy. So
yeah, well, that's the thing, and you kind of like, people forget that like these people are actually just people, but like
mm,
I mean, I did do the same thing. I mean, you know, um, I'm trying to think who, I mean, oh, I got to meet Henry Rollins and nearly pissed my pants. Like,
that's awesome.
I was like really hyperventilating, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I get it. I do get it. But I mean, I guess with Fall Out Boy, it's like a constant, it's a an emo kind of punk Beatles crowd.
Yeah.
And then you're not the only ones, like we were like supposed to have My Chemical Romance play here this year as well, and they got cancelled, and that was like everyone was ready to roll. I was ready to roll. I was like, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be right up there, sing
Mm,
along, because it's great fun. But yeah, I think that like it is a weird thing, and it's like, of all the people that I've seen deal with that, like you're pretty accommodating. Like I know I've been like, we've been out, um, walking around or whatever, and someone's recognized you, and then asked if they can get a photo, or whatever,
mm.
and I'm always a little photographer. But you're always like, yeah, you're always really nice, and you're always like super duper accommodating. So that's like it's really amazing still that
Thank
at
you.
this stage in your career that you're still such a nice person, and you always,
Thank you.
give people that little bit of time, because that
Yeah,
person probably thought it.
yeah, I think I just remember when I was a kid and I saw David Copperfield, who, is a magician and obviously
Yeah,
an absolute trash human and piece of shit.
yeah,
We've
yeah,
later learned, but
yeah. But at the
either way,
time,
I saw when I was a kid, and I remember like being in a line to get like a laminated thing from the show signed, and he just like passed it under his marker and drew a straight line, and that was his autograph. And I was just like, hey, I'm a big
oh,
fan, and he was just like, oh, so he just
asshole.
didn't care. And I think
Mm.
experiences like that stick with you. I also
Yeah,
met
yeah.
Van Halen, both brothers, kind of
Yeah,
recently, and Eddie Van Halen kind of had a similar thing. Although that was okay because I was older and I got it.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I think, I think it's important to like give time because again, I remember being that kid and Sergio from Quicksand, who, plays with Deftones and such as well,
yeah,
was super nice when I like waited outside their bus, and he was super
yeah,
nice
yeah.
and he like talked to me, and that really stuck with me. Many years later, we played with Deftones at a festival and hung out and watched Nine Inch Nails together. So it kind of all comes
Oh,
around.
just rub it in. Watch Nine
Yeah.
Inch
So,
Nails
so
together.
at some point, hopefully any of the kids I've ever talked to will be at a fest playing, with their band with us, and
Yeah, yeah.
it's important to give back and
Well,
remember
yeah, like
that this
the fans
means a
are,
lot.
and the fans like they're like without your fans, you're nothing really. It's like
Yeah,
they sustain you. They're the ones buying your stuff, seeing your shows, like um,
totally.
putting
And
every cent into it.
yeah, and more importantly, I mean, for me, I think for me, the reason I've been able to do it so long is because it's never been music's never been commodified for me. So like the fact
Mm.
that they buy music or buy tickets doesn't matter, but the fact that there's like an exchange of energy and passion and love and like all these things, anger and all these things that music means to all of us. That's why I
Yeah.
love to do it. I mean, that's why I play, with Race Trader and SECT, two
Yep.
hardcore bands that I'm still doing. We play basements and front of five kids
Yeah.
now,
Yeah. Yeah.
like I do
Yeah.
that because I love music. So,
Yeah. You love the
and
music.
it
Yeah.
is cool. You were saying before, it is really important for me because I love so many different genres to be able to, keep. I think that's why I do as many bands as I can. And whenever I'm not doing
Yeah.
something, I'll start a new band because I just want to explore every genre and every like, you know, form and facet of music.
Someone wants to know what your favorite vegan restaurant is.
Um,
Ever?
I'm not
It's a big one.
sure. Crossroads in LA is one of my favorites.
Hmm.
Um, what else? I can't think of anything right now. I mean, right now I pretty much get DC Veg once a week, which is a place in Portland, which I love. Dinger's
Hmm.
Deli has the best, my
Yep.
favorite vegan sandwiches, which is in Portland.
Yep. There's
I think
loads
it
of vegan food
changes. You
there,
kind of get sick
isn't
of
there?
stuff. Brian Case has
Mm.
Pizza Shuttle. That that was a classic back in the day in Milwaukee. I see
Yeah, it's
it.
crazy. It's important apparently that everyone needs to know that. But yeah, it is like yeah, when you have spare time, you just jump to the next band. You know what I mean? And it was like no stopping you. And yeah, I think that's like I said, that's what makes your drumming so unique is that you can just go bam, bam, and then you're like, no, I'm gonna go here. And every time, it's like this, you get the same performance and the same level, even if it's Fall Out Boy or you know one of the
Mhm.
smaller bands. Like, and then of course you have like, I mean, you've got all them different dynamics to deal with the different bands as well. Like,
Mhm.
the
Totally.
Fob Boys for a really long time,
Mhm.
obviously. And then like when the damn thing started and it was like, that every time I die brothers and then Josh and then Scott from Anthrax, is it?
Mhm.
And it's like that's a weird mix
Yeah, it
of
is.
dudes, like like with very different personalities. Um, and I mean, Josh isn't in it anymore, is he? Or is
No, it's
and Jordan's
Dan
not?
Andriano.
Yeah, is
Uh,
is is
Keith,
both the yeah, Keith's still in it, but not
just
Jordan.
Keith. Jordan's never
Oh,
been
it
in
was
it.
all that's right. Yeah, you're right. I get them confused because they seem to come together.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Them two and Josh. Um, yeah, and then of course, yeah, then having like someone like Scott Ian in there, it's like shit. And then like dealing like that's someone who's been like around the block a lot,
Yeah,
you
for
know,
sure.
and then, like what was that like, like that experience of having like someone who's like, not old, I'm not going to use the word old, but like seasoned in the music industry in that sense. Like Anthrax have been around for a long time and a very different audience
Yeah.
as
I mean,
well.
it's
Like it,
amazing. I grew up, thrash metal is like my first true love, like the big four, Metallica, Anthrax, Slayer, and
yeah,
Megadeth. So
yeah,
being in a band with Scott was just
yeah,
like young me's dream come true. And,
yeah,
it was just really cool to hear like all the stories he had to tell about touring and stuff he's done. It's just wild. But I mean, at some point, you're just peers, you're just friends. We're just
yeah,
dudes
yeah,
in a band together. And that's kind of the craziest thing to realize is that we're all just people.
yeah, yeah. Because yeah, I mean, when sometimes, when people do collabs, I always think like, oh my God, like you just, you're gonna be like, when that person, joins in, like it's like, I mean, I still feel that way about like Metallica was supposed to play here this
Hmm.
earlier this year, and I've seen them a bazillion times, and this time they were playing with Slipknot,
Hmm.
so V was going to be there, and I know a couple of the wives, I should say, so they were going to get me to go back stage and stuff, and I was like heart palpitations. I was like, oh my God, I was like, I just want to meet. I was like, I just want to meet Hetfield and now I've forgotten his name. Beautiful
Lars,
long hair. No,
Robert Trujillo,
the other one.
Kirk Hammett.
Yes. I was like, I just want to meet Kirk and James the most.
Hmm.
I mean, I mean, I wouldn't say no to Lars if he tried to get in the picture, but like, but you know what I mean. Those two are the one like really stood out to me when I was growing up.
Yeah.
Um, and I was like, oh my God, if this happens, like this is amazing. Like, so I don't know, a part of me gets that fan thing as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
how fans get crazy. Because, I mean, I think we all have some band or,
Oh, definitely.
that, we all go absolutely crazy for or want to see. I mean, if Axl Rose didn't look like he did now, and sound like he did now.
Yeah.
I like they played here in like I don't know 1991 or something at a racetrack, and I was too young to go, and it was when they were in their high time, and I thought they were the shit. I thought he
Yeah.
was like the hottest ginger kid I'd ever seen. I was like amazing. Now it's like but like still, I still think Duff McKagan and Slash are like hot ass. They've aged well,
Yeah.
you know what I
They
mean?
have. They have.
Uh, and they've still got like that thing about them, which is like
Hmm.
makes them kind of cool.
Hmm.
Um, so with I was gonna say like now, what's happening? I guess in Fall Out Boy land at the moment. Is it like are you guys just like were you? It was just touring that was, and so you've kind of that's all stopped, or is there any work on anything new?
I mean, we're just kind of getting ready for the Hella Mega Tour, but
Yeah.
no, no, we're not
the,
doing anything.
the hell no tour.
Yeah.
The hell
So
no.
nothing right now, but I don't know. I don't know when. I mean, we can't really get together to do
Yeah,
anything anyway.
exactly.
So
Yeah, yeah. Like it's sort of a difficult because is there no interstate travel?
I mean, I think there is, but
It's still a bit.
it's kind of a
You've got like
voluntary
yeah.
lockdown, except for.
Sorry.
Uh-oh.
What was that? No, you're right. You're there. Coming back.
Hello? Yeah,
Yep.
I'm back.
Yeah. You. Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Cool. I think my
Um.
internet went out.
Yeah. It's all right. No, all good. Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, so it's like yeah, most. Well, I mean, we can't travel interstate here.
Oh man.
at all anyway. But yeah, like I don't think I'd really want to. But I mean, your
Yeah,
numbers are
I'm just not
the
keen on flying. So
yeah, like your numbers are pretty bad. I wouldn't want to go anywhere. Like
yeah,
I was looking at your numbers yesterday and I was like, holy shit, and they're opening stuff up. Why? Like,
yeah,
I'd be like seriously like, okay, if you guys are gonna do this, then I'm gonna buy a hazmat suit. Because like, we've got I think 19 cases, that's it at the moment or something. And yeah, you've got like 20 something million or something. Like, I'd be like, yeah, where's
yeah.
my hazmat
I didn't
suit?
even know that.
I am not coming out of the house unless, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Um, yeah, so it's sort of, it's a bit weird. So yeah, so you just get to sit around and have fun with the dogs, which is
hmm
good.
yeah,
Are you drumming and stuff still? And there's no doubt that you're doing exercise at home. I don't even
yeah.
need to ask
I
you that.
have I have a home gym, so that's good.
I know.
I
I
don't
was
really
gonna say.
drum unless I'm playing shows or
Yeah.
working on music with bands. So I'm sure at this point I will because it'll be a year. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know what's happening for the fall. Hopefully Australia can happen. We'll see. People are asking
Yeah.
if it's
I know
postponed or
people are
maybe they're
asking,
talking
but we
about
sort
something
of don't
else.
know.
But
No, I think it's the Aussie one,
if
but
it's about us, I don't know yet. We're still waiting to see what things look like. Uh,
it's a really a governmental thing at the moment,
yeah,
and also an immigration thing.
yeah. So
Yeah.
there's just a lot out of our hands. But
Yeah.
the way it looks is like I'll have to start practicing because it'll have been a year and a half since I played.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
If I
So
didn't.
how when do you start playing like and practicing like as the tour is coming up?
I mean, usually with bouncing between the different bands, we just have like a rehearsal day before we start playing shows. And then with FOB, obviously, we have like production rehearsals and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
because it depends on the whole like what the show is. Hey, like whether you
Yeah, yeah,
someone's gonna come bouncing out of the the
yeah,
floor or whatever. And yeah, yeah, all that jazz. Um, yeah. So yeah, but then you've got your home gym, so you're still
yeah.
CrossFitting it,
hmm
like
So
which is
working out.
still yeah, you like because you're like I don't I mean I'm sure people know this, like, but when you sometimes you don't know. Like, I mean, I think the first time I saw you like playing drums and you took your shirt off, I was like, what the fuck's going on there? Like, because like you're this sweet, like kind of not in a bad way nerdy, in a good way nerdy, and yeah, and then you take your shirt off and it's like, holy shit, is the like it's like
Oh, I don't know.
that dude works out a lot. So yeah, it's like you clearly haven't stopped. Like it's like a constant thing for you to like focus on and
Yeah, it's an important routine for sure.
yeah. Like
And I think
so
it's really important for like mental health for me. I think
yeah,
this quarantine would have been very difficult if I was at like a gym that had closed and I didn't have
yeah,
any. I mean, of course, I'd still be doing stuff like body weight stuff, but to have like a
yeah,
full, gym for the stuff I do is has been crucial.
yeah, yeah, yeah. To do all the crazy hard stuff that I'd probably start throwing up in 5 minutes if I tried. Have you tried to get your girlfriend to do any? Or is she like,
Yeah,
nah?
she's done it with me a few times.
Yeah,
I think it is tough, so I try to keep it a little easier for her to kind of
yeah,
ease her
yeah,
into it. But yeah, it's definitely something I think would take time for her to. A lot of the lifts are kind of complex and difficult
mm.
to learn.
And also like the pulling, like when they're doing, I've seen a lot of, the videos where they're like pulling giant tires and like full on like He-Man type stuff. And I'm just like, oh my God, I can
Yeah,
barely like
crazy
I,
stuff.
I can hold like one of those little weights for like a couple of minutes, and then my little wrist is like a baby. So yeah, I really need to work on that.
You got it.
One day, one day.
One day.
I've just got weak little arms. That's a problem. But I bought like I did buy like something you'd be happy that I bought. I bought like a kind of like a home gym thing, like Pilates gym thing, and it's like you do all
Mhm.
this crazy lifts and like all that sort of stuff, and like so yeah, I'm just trying.
That's good. I mean, I think doing anything is good. Just even going for like a walk or
Yeah,
running a
yeah,
mile, every other day. Like anything is good.
yeah. Well, like here, it's been really like, obviously, I my dog died ages ago, so I don't have a dog anymore, so I can't have
Yeah.
hang out with him, and the our rules here have been like, no visitors whatsoever, like if
Hmm.
you have more than two people in your house. So, yeah, it's been really like, it's been a really isolating in that
Yeah,
way. It's like you can't really,
for
and
sure.
there's nowhere you can go except for like groceries or doctors, really. So yeah,
Yeah.
like I'd like go for a walk and time it with a mate, and then we'd talk on our iPhones while we're walking,
Hmm.
so that we could like forget that we were walking. But like, yeah, that worked really well as a
Yeah.
as a tool for manipulating me into doing that, because I am very much a bed lover, um, a lot. Um, so what else was I gonna say? So what are you doing? Like, what are you watching and listening to and stuff at the moment?
Well, Meredith, my partner, and I are
Hmm.
watching Grey's Anatomy. So,
Oh, from the start or
yeah,
from
so we're
yeah,
on season 3 now.
yeah.
So we'll get back to that once I get off here.
Yeah.
We just finished both seasons of Succession.
Yep.
I'm watching The Witcher,
Oh, I
which
love The
I actually
Witcher.
really like. It's pretty cheesy, but I like
Uh,
it.
yeah, I loved it. I loved it. And
Yeah, I think he's perfect as The Witcher.
yeah,
Like,
how is that the same guy who plays
yeah, it's wild. Superman.
Superman? It's amazing what giving someone some long hair can do. That's all I want to say.
Yeah.
He just like looks phenomenal. But yeah, I just read today that they've just about finished up season 2, and it's going to
Nice.
be a lot tighter because
Nice.
apparently people have written, it's based more on the books.
Hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, like there was quite a lot. There's a few jumps or something in time in the first one that you'd only notice if you were like hardcore
Yeah.
into it. But yeah, so apparently they've fixed. They said it's a lot tighter and cool. But yeah, I really like that as well. But yeah, and what else?
I don't know. Reading a lot, watching a lot of YouTube, listening to a ton of podcasts,
Yeah,
and then going out like every other night
yeah.
to like the marches and the protests and
Oh
stuff
yeah.
like
What have they been like there?
that. So there's like two different sides, kind of. There's a side that kind of just marches from one place to another and has a lot of speakers, which is
Yeah,
really cool and like very family friendly. And then there's ones at night outside of the Justice Center, which is
yeah.
like
The the ones that get a bit
yeah,
heavy.
the hello?
Yep. Okay,
Okay.
you just sound dropped for a sec.
Yeah, I think so. Um, Usually at like 11 p.m. here, the the cops start tear gassing and flashbang everyone for
Uh,
no reason.
yeah, yeah. Ugh.
So yeah,
Yeah,
but they just got to
yeah.
quit their job and that's it.
Yeah. Just
Quit your job and everything will be all right.
yeah. I've been listening to like I've been doing a huge like sci-fi horror binge, like rewatching and like watching tons of stuff, and then like trying to watch all these new things. Um But I don't get it's a huge thing with guys, and I don't understand it. What is the YouTube fascination? Like what are you watching on YouTube? Because like
I
this is
watch
what
a
like
lot of what's that?
no, because a friend of mine was like, "Oh, YouTube's the best. It's got everything and la la la." And I'm like, "What do you mean it's got it? Like it's YouTube." I don't understand, but like loads of guys are all about the love, like just love YouTube.
I don't know. There's just I fall into black holes on it, watching like video game related stuff or like
Yep,
political stuff
yep.
or what else? There's a lot of like Twitch streamers that have like highlight videos that
Mhm.
I'll watch that. All
Because I
sorts of
feel
weird
because you
crap.
get you play games as well, don't you?
Hmm.
Of course you
I
do.
do.
Yeah, so it makes sense. It makes sense then that you would watch that because it's like,
Yeah, you
yeah,
just
I don't.
fall down like a black hole watching. I mean, usually it's the dumbest stuff that's just such a waste of time. But
Yeah. So whenever I watch it, it'll be like maybe like it'll be live sets or something from people, or
yeah, I do that too.
like oh such a like looking back at like I'm just gonna watch this video of Pink Floyd when David Gilmour was really hot. And then after that, I'll like go on and start looking at like other videos of like blah playing and da 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 and wherever. Um, yeah, I've been on a bizarre placebo binge at the moment. And I'm like reliving this love of Brian Molko.
Hmm. That's
So
cool.
I've been
Okay.
constantly like so I've been listening to that stuff and like looking up like live sets and stuff. It's like, I don't know. It's just like with having not having a clear routine has made things like really. At first, it was like, yeah, I can kind of do get up when I want, do whatever, and then it
Yeah.
became like, this really sucks. Like I actually don't have to get up, like,
Yeah.
but I should because I'm gonna feel like shit if I don't get out of bed and actually do some stuff. So like, yeah. So then I've kind of started making all these things, being like, right. You're going to read this book, you're going to do this, you're going to watch all these movies, and doing, of course, all the, of course, Andy,
Yeah,
have
of
you
course
seen
I've
Breakfast?
seen
I
Breakfast
was
Club.
like, of course you
Obvious.
have.
No, I think
Um,
having a routine is super important. I mean, for me, this hasn't been that difficult because I'm really used to like touring can be a lot of downtime.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm used to
yes.
like knowing how to fill downtime or being okay with it.
Mm. There's a lot of bloody
Yeah.
sitting, just sitting in empty rooms. It's
Hmm.
not as it's not as
As
glamorous.
glamorous as you think, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, you kind of
there's
make your own, you make it what you want it to be. So I
yeah.
work out, I have like a good like workout and eating routine on tour. I feel like I'm almost better on tour than I am at home.
Yeah, because you can
But
be,
now
you
I
have to
finally,
be,
yeah, you kind of have to be on some type of schedule. And
yeah,
now that I've been home so long, I've been able to do that here, which is cool.
yeah, definitely. And just that's, yeah, it makes it a lot easier when you can do that. And like, because most of my friends are, yeah, like not working, like, or anything either. But,
Hmm.
it makes it like difficult when you can't visit each other. So there's been like loads of, you know, online like chat video parties and like all that kind of stuff. Like people have been really like calling everyone they know possible
Hmm.
to
Yeah.
like chat and stuff, like because they're just like, there's no people. And normally I'm fine with no people, but there's a difference between like I think like choosing to like hang out
Oh,
with
totally.
no
Yeah.
people between then like being
And being
forced.
forced to, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you rebel. You're like, no, I want to go out now. You know. Um, I was gonna ask you what of all the fob shows, is there any one fob show that like was a total shit show? Like where
Oh,
everything.
shit.
Have you ever
Um,
won one? have you ever had one where everything just went wrong?
Yeah, there's been some. I can't really think of anything in particular. There's definitely like festival shows. A lot of the time, or we call it throw and go, where you sometimes we have to fly in like on the
Yep.
tour, so we can't have our crew with us, so we have like a different crew that wherever it is,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
it's on an off cycle, so like our normal people are on another tour, so can't get them. So you have
Mm.
people you don't normally work with, and then everything kind of sounds off and doesn't work. And if there's an emergency, like your crew knows how to you know how to
Immediately had to
communicate
do.
it. Yeah. Whereas with that, it'll just like be a train wreck. But no one knows that but us. And I
Yeah,
think,
exactly. I was gonna say that. Like, yeah, you can
yeah,
sort of,
totally.
unless you're really low key.
We've been really good at knowing how to deal with that. I think
Yeah.
there's a show I missed. I It was like a private show or something. I
Yeah.
don't even remember what it was, but I was stuck in Portland at the airport
Yeah.
because of
Yeah.
weather. So they
Yeah.
just had to do like an acoustic set without me. That was
At least
weird.
they saved it, but that's funny.
Ah,
That's funny.
I'm
Like,
sure
yeah,
that
I
was a shit
just
show for
wasn't
them
there.
because I wasn't there.
But
Just
at least
kidding.
it wasn't technically your fault. Like it wasn't
Yeah,
like, oh, I slept in and fucked it up,
yeah.
you know. So that's good.
I
At
have
least,
that dream. I've been having that dream more recently, just thinking about like kind of missing playing shows.
yeah,
I think
yeah,
especially because the European leg of the tour is supposed to have started already. So I think that's kind of been on
yeah.
my mind.
So yeah, it's in your head and you're like, oh. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm every day when I wake up, I'm like, oh shit, am I meant to be doing something today or not? And it's like, do I go to check the computer or the phone
Mhm.
or the whatever? Because it's like, there's just usually not much going on. So it's like, it's actually hilarious that the less that's happening, the more I feel like I'm forgetting something or,
Yeah,
you know,
totally. Yeah.
like, I don't know, like forgetting Andy and leaving you.
Yeah. It's okay.
But yeah, I was like, all my days are blending into one, especially
That's good.
doing a lot of these, like because
Hmm.
obviously they're the next day, like so it's
Yeah.
Tuesday night there and it's Wednesday here,
Yeah.
Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah.
And so it's like I'll schedule them all and have them all timed so that they're there. And I was like, oh fuck, the day, I forgot what day. Oh. But yeah, this has been good at least that it's good that it's actually taking up time and like really cool. Like it's cool to be able to call and speak to like all my friends in music and stuff and get them to
Yeah.
just come and chat like normal people,
Hmm.
like it's good because I think people that fans want to see that stuff a lot more than they do like scripted, like someone just reeling off question after question after question and you're like sitting there like this is the 10th woman I've spoken to and said the same answers, you know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah.
you can actually like chill out and stuff and like um yeah,
Totally.
it's quite fun. Like
Yeah.
it's, it's been really good.
That's so
But
good.
um but yeah, so you're doing your Grey Anatomy
Yeah. Yeah.
at the moment.
Hmm.
That's amazing. Do you watch Queer Eye? Because I love that and I just finished that. I'm
I don't.
obsessed.
I think Mare does though.
Yeah, I love it. I think all chick, yeah, I do. It's just like you just want to cry all the time. It's
Well,
always like, "Ah."
Grace is a good cry too.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, like I remember watching it when it first came out, and I got
Hmm.
sucked in for like a few of the first season, and then I somehow something else came out, and yeah, I got pulled away. But have you been watching What We Do in the Shadows?
I haven't actually.
Oh my
I need
God,
to
you
get
have
on that.
yeah, you do. It's
There's just too
so
many
good.
shows that I can't. It's
Mm,
overwhelming.
yeah, it
So I'm
is.
like
Like,
finally catching up to things, but
yeah,
I just can't pick one.
get get
I'll
get
watch
them
one
fast
episode
enough.
of a show and then I'll want to watch another series. So I'll watch one episode. Like I just can't focus and commit to a show. It's difficult.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, well, I watched but they're on season 2 now. And I
Yeah.
seriously, it's like the funniest thing on TV right now at the moment. It's just like I think it's on Wednesdays or something in America, so maybe it comes out tonight. But yeah, I just download it every week. I'm like, it's so fucking good. Like every Wednesday, I wait for or Thursday, whatever, I wait for it to drop, and I'm like, yes. And it's just like it just gets better and better. So you have to start watching it at some point.
Oh, oh,
And now that you because you can watch season one all in one go quite quickly. They're only like half-hour episodes, like
oh,
so
that's easy. Yeah.
they're super easy and like it's not like you need to be like right up in there, like really concentrating and stuff.
Hmm.
Um, Someone was asking if you'd watched The Outsider as well. Have you seen that one?
I
Yep.
haven't, no, with
No,
Jason
that
Bateman.
that one's
I
good.
think.
That's the Stephen King.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I want to watch that.
That's really good. It's got that Aussie actor that's really awesome, Ben Mendelsohn.
And
That
then,
yeah, you like recognizing from everything. There's like him and another
mhm.
actor that kind of look the same, but they're always. But yeah, that's awesome. Um, I'm totally into that. But yeah, I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that we need to that we need to cover that's seriously important. Like, have you got any new toys aside from that Kylo Ren one that I haven't seen?
I don't think so. I haven't. I've tried to cut down on toys because I got too many, and
Yeah, I was gonna
when we
say,
moved in together, like packing them up and moving them was just so difficult.
yeah.
And now
And
I don't have as much space to put them up, so
yeah, yeah. And the
it's
same
too
as
much.
like I can see all the books behind you as well. Books are the worst to pack and move.
I have tons of books.
So yeah, you're like this is just like the book room.
Yeah.
Roll around. That's awesome. What? So what? I didn't realize you were that much of a reader. But what are your like what are your main things that you're reading? Like what kind of stuff do you read?
Either like fantasy sci-fi or political stuff.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah, I
mainly
can see that. Pardon?
most of the books in here are like political books.
Yeah,
So
it's your
yeah,
smart room.
yeah, I got a lot of board games. I got
Yeah.
all of these are role-playing games,
Oh, of course. Yeah.
and then all of these are political books.
Yeah. What are the
And there's some
what are some
role-playing
of
things
what
and
are some
comics.
of the oh yeah. What are some of the role playing books? Like the role playing ones? I love the idea of role playing. I've never done it, but I have some friends who do. Yeah, done someone saying Dungeons and Dragons.
Uh, I don't know. Let's see. There's basic, advanced, so first, second, third, fourth, fifth edition D&D. Then you got
Yeah.
Pathfinder, and then you got Symborum, which is like a Swedish
Yep.
role-playing game, and then a bunch of like Warhammer clones, and then Warhammer Fantasy, first through fourth edition, True Chronicles, which is another like Swedish role-playing game,
Yep.
and then Numenera and like Cipher stuff. It's a lot.
There's a lot.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of different my
Yeah,
Star Wars
like
role-playing games.
oh my
There's
God.
like the first edition and second edition, third,
Hmm.
fourth, and then the new edition,
Wow.
and then a bunch of other games. Call of Cthulhu.
So do you have a
A bunch.
group of friends that you get together and do these?
Yeah, I have a. How do I turn this again? Um, I have a D&D group that plays every Monday, and then another group that was playing uh, a game called Fate of Cthulhu, which is
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a different kind of system than D&D. But that group kind of fell apart since quarantine and stuff.
Oh yeah, of course. Um, oh, we're gonna run out of time actually, so
Okay.
um, it's gonna cut out. But yeah, it was absolutely awesome to see
Yeah,
you,
totally.
even though
Can
it's
do
not
it
in
again
person.
sometime soon.
Yeah, definitely. Um, you can teach me
Right
about
now
those
I'm playing
role.
as a rogue.
Are
Someone
you?
asked what class I play in D&D. I play a rogue right now.
Oh, cool.
So,
Yeah. All right.
well, yeah,
Well,
it's fun. Thank you for
yeah,
having
and
me.
of course, and yeah, anytime. I'll just harass you. Maybe we can play role play over the thing.
Yeah.